Are you addicted to ejaculating? Can you go a week without ejaculating, whether it's with a woman or by yourself? Can you go a week without strong craving to do so? If not, you might probably be suffering from ejaculation addiction. And it's okay. In this hypersexualized world we live in, it is completely normal. It's understandable. In this world where we promote porn, where we promote sexiness at every corner, when you go on Instagram, when you go on TikTok, go when you watch movies, whatever you do in this life, you can walk about in the streets and see almost naked woman, whether it's on the billboards, whether it's in ads, whether it's the way women are dressed. Let's not point fingers at society, at a woman, or anybody else. And we should take accountability. Yes, in the world we live in, because of the ease of access and technology, we could hypersexualize our mind to the very max. However, if we are to take accountability as men, as masculine men, we have to understand that when we are addicted to ejaculation, it is our responsibility. Why we should work on this addiction? Because you might think that it is completely normal, not only normal, but it is a good thing. I'm here to tell you it is not normal and is not a good thing. It's not a wholesome behavior. It's not a behavior that will lead to greater productivity, greater creativity, and greater and reaching your higher self. You might not want that, but we as men have something inside of us that needs to come up: a purpose, a mission, goals, a vision. And if you are addicted to your ejaculation, it will prevent you. It will not necessarily stop you. It would, at the very least, prevent you and slow your progress, because our sexual energy is where our potential is. So, by wasting your semen, by wasting your ejaculation, by doing it constantly, by making it a priority in your life, you are leaving a lot of that so called potential on the proverbial table. What we should do as men is not chase women. We should attract women. We should be the best version of ourselves. We should not consume things like porn. We should be able to go a few weeks without coming, without ejaculating. We should go even a few months without the need to ejaculate, without strong yearnings to ejaculate. Because by definition, if you are busy, if you're on your purpose, if you are busy in your mind with things like working out, meditation, reading, business, learning language, boxing, working, etc., you will have less time to think about ejaculation and it will be less of a priority. Oftentimes, quitting porn, desexualizing your mind starts with making your schedule more busy, because the more you do things that matter to you, the more you do things that are painful, you have the pain of discipline, which is something a masculine man should embrace, the less time you will have, the less time and the less energy and the less focus you will have for things like ejaculation. Now, ejaculation in and of itself is not a bad thing, but it should be done in moderation, not with porn. But if you have a woman and if you are with yourself, every now and then it's okay to ejaculate. But what I'm telling you is you have to understand that it is a bonus in life, a great bonus, but it should not be your number one priority and something you do on a daily basis. As a man, the more you age, the less frequently you should ejaculate. You should keep that semen inside of you to use it as something that will help you to reach your highest potential, your highest level of creativity, so on and so forth. So you should know when you should ejaculate. David Data, the author of the way of the superior man, said explains that men should be in control of their ejaculation, not the other way around. In other words, you should not be a slave to your ejaculation. Chia is a famous uh, sexologist, I guess, on YouTube, and he explains that a man should ejaculate less frequently and should also be in control of his ejaculation. As a young man, you would get away with ejaculation once or twice a week. When you get in your 30s, maybe once a week. When you get in your 40s, like I'm getting close to, maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. By the time you reach 50 to 60, you should ejaculate once a month, once every 6 weeks. But the numbers are random and arbitrary. You should find out your pace. You should find out when you want. And also, if you are to ejaculate with a woman and all by yourself, you should understand never use ejaculation as a way to cope with stress, negative emotion, sadness, depression, etc., etc. You should use it when you feel good. So you do not train your mind to do it when you are feeling distraught. That's all for today. I'm Sebastian, your addiction recovery coach, and I'm here to help those of you who want to desexualize their mind and give up porn. Thank you so much. Links are in the description box below. I'll see you very soon.